As I thought about what I would discuss in this video, I kept coming back to the defining aspect of my summer, which was being here in New Orleans. I didn't keep thinking of the tasks that I performed for my agency, the Ellis Marcellus Center for Music, even though those tasks did feel important and worthwhile. I didn't immediately think of the wonderful people that I worked with, or those who guided me through tasks and responsibilities, even though they were amazing, and I am so lucky to have met them this summer. But the image in my mind that kept coming back to me was just this city. I have lived here for my entire life, but only in these past few months have I realized the power and the beauty in this New Orleans community and how truly unique it is. So for me, I think that responsible community engagement this summer has meant a constant recognition of my community and the immense diversity of people in it, of the places, the culture, the food, and the resilience that make this one of the most vibrant communities in the entire world. And I know that's my opinion, but come here and I think you might agree. What I'd like to show you about my community in just a few brief minutes is that this city and its people are special, and that is something that I have always known, but know now more than ever. There's a sense of togetherness that permeates throughout this city and is most prominently exemplified in the Jazz Fest, the Mardi Gras parades, the Saints games, the trumpets in the streets, the gumbo, the jambalaya, but also in the difficult times. We have been through it as a city with Hurricane Katrina in 2005, and we rebuilt. Hurricane Katrina, which hit in August of 2005, was absolutely devastating for the city of New Orleans. The levees broke, water from the river rushed in, and the city was underwater. Neighborhoods were destroyed, families displaced, and systems of poverty and oppression were intensified due to a lack of resources. Yet, in the midst of such devastation, the people of New Orleans came together to rebuild as well as build anew, creating the Ellis Marcellus Center for Music in the aftermath of the storm. The Marcellus Center was founded by prominent musicians Harry Connick Jr. and Branford Marcellus to provide a venue for musicians, their families, and other community members to learn music, listen to music, and come together to celebrate music in New Orleans. As Connick said when the center opened, were it not for Hurricane Katrina, there would be no Ellis Marcellus Center for Music. Connick's words clearly represent New Orleans. Many of us find unity in this idea of resilience and purpose in our city, and recognize that were it not for terrible devastation, we would not have seen the need for a place like the Marcellus Center. Katrina disproportionately affected people with a lack of capabilities and of low socioeconomic income before, during, and after the floodwaters unleashed onto our Crescent City in 2005. Those who could not evacuate were left behind to fend for themselves as the city broke, many of whom had to leave their homes to the waters and retreat to the Superdome for assistance. And when the fortunate came back in the months following the storm, those same people who were left behind struggled to rebuild their lives physically and emotionally. So while children like me were able to go to school, at the schools that had been rebuilt, other students stayed out of school for the entire year. Now we're caught in the midst of another crisis, the coronavirus pandemic, but we have once again come together to protect each other in this city and support each other and recognize that we can still support each other from far apart. We had a huge Give NOLA Day showing for the Ellis Marcellus Center for Music, my agency. We saw so many people from across the city and the country come out to support our virtual programs. Recognition is important to understand that we can make a difference without doing damage. One of the problems I faced was, how do I sit here and write thank you notes for hours to all of our donors but still feel connected to the community that I'm working for? And for me, it's about thinking of the neighborhoods, the students, the history of the city, physically exploring the city in a safe way, talking to others from afar, and thinking about the culture and aspects of resilience that make this city so unique. Recognition during times like these also means understanding and having a willingness to understand that there are different priorities and needs right now in our communities. For example, I wanted to do porch tutoring at the Marcellus Center or take photographs of families from their porches. But put from a new perspective by my supervisors, I learned that that's not safe and that's not prioritizing the safety of those communities right now. And I think that recognition also means recognizing that your desires and sense of accomplishment are not important right now, not as important as the prioritization of the community's health and safety. Truly, the defining aspect of my summer is learning to recognize how beautiful this place is, how vibrant, compassionate, and unique of a community that we make it. And I've seen this in the hundreds of people coming out to protest police brutality and injustice that permeates this city, this country, and this world, and began to feel a deep connection to my city and my people that I have never felt anywhere else in the world. And I think this is a powerful force. Recognition might not seem like true engagement. I mean, can you really make a difference just by recognizing that a community has issues to be resolved or has people to be respected? And maybe not. But I have found that recognition, such as my recognition of how much I truly love this city and want to respect the dignity of every person living here in this community and in other communities, has really inspired me to engage and be a part of New Orleans rather than just a citizen of New Orleans or a person living here going off to college every couple months. I truly love this city and the people in it, and as a result know that I want to return here to help this city continue to rebuild and grow, because it is a constant progress.
Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints